Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the quirky and romantic comedy A Nice Girl Like You, starring Lucy Hale. If you've ever wondered what happens when a nice girl decides to break free from her perfect image and explore her wild side, then this film is for you. We're going to break down the plot, character arcs, and what makes this movie so interesting. So, grab your popcorn, sit back, and let's get started. If you haven't seen A Nice Girl Like You yet, no worries, this is a full spoiler breakdown, so we'll be discussing the entire movie, from start to finish. But, before we jump into it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future content like this. Let's get into it. Our story begins with Lucy Neal, played by Lucy Hale, a sweet and seemingly innocent young woman who has lived a pretty structured, safe life. She's a classical music performer, a perfectionist, and everyone around her thinks she's this ideal, nice girl who's always got everything together. She's charming, smart, and poised, but something is clearly missing from her life. Enter Jeff, Lucy's boyfriend, who's pretty much the polar opposite of her in terms of personality. He's fun, spontaneous, and doesn't always take things too seriously. At first, their relationship seems like it could work until, one day, after a bit of a fight, Jeff reveals that he's not totally satisfied with their physical relationship. Now, this is where things get a little awkward. Jeff says that Lucy is too vanilla in their intimacy. Now, for Lucy, this is a huge wake-up call. She's always prided herself on being the nice girl, but this critique shatters her carefully constructed image. She starts to wonder if she's missing out on something more adventurous, more spontaneous. Lucy's best friend, played by a very funny character, is the one who gives her the idea to step out of her comfort zone and break free from the mold she's built for herself. She suggests that Lucy take a wild leap and explore her sensual side to satisfy Jeff's needs, and maybe discover something new about herself in the process. So, with a mix of curiosity and uncertainty, Lucy sets out on a mission to find out what it means to be a little less nice. Lucy's quest for self-discovery takes her on some very awkward, funny, and at times uncomfortable moments. One of the most memorable scenes is when she visits a sex shop. Lucy, feeling completely out of her element, tries to buy something spicy to impress Jeff. This scene is hilarious but also speaks to how she's trying to break free from her uptight image and explore new experiences. Lucy's journey also includes reading books, watching videos, and even talking to friends for advice on how to let loose. But as much as she tries to change, she realizes that her quest to be more wild and adventurous doesn't necessarily feel authentic to who she is. She's still stuck in her head, worried about being perfect and overthinking everything. One of the most touching moments in the film is when Lucy gets some advice from her grandmother. She tells Lucy that it's important to find a balance being true to yourself, but also being open to new experiences. It's not about changing who you are entirely, it's about finding that sweet spot between comfort and adventure. This is a pivotal moment for Lucy. As Lucy continues down this path, her attempts to be more adventurous lead to some truly cringe-worthy, yet hilarious situations. She tries to seduce Jeff in increasingly awkward and out-of-character ways, like dressing up in things that feel more like a costume than something she actually wants. And, of course, Jeff seems less than impressed. It's clear that Lucy is struggling to balance her desire to please Jeff with her own sense of self. Eventually, after a series of failed attempts, Lucy has a heart-to-heart with Jeff. She realizes that her pursuit to be someone else wasn't the answer. What she needs to do is communicate openly about her needs, her desires, and not just focus on pleasing him at the expense of losing herself. It's a wake-up call, not just for Lucy, but for the relationship as a whole. Lucy comes to understand that being nice doesn't mean suppressing her true desires or changing who she is to fit someone else's idea of her. It's about finding a balance between her individuality and embracing the things that make her feel confident and empowered. In the final act, Lucy finds her own voice. She's no longer trying to be someone she's not, but instead, embracing her authentic self, someone who's confident, self-aware, and comfortable with both her nice side and her adventurous side. She and Jeff have an honest conversation, and the relationship becomes more honest and open as a result. The film ends on a sweet note with Lucy and Jeff coming to a new understanding. It's not about being perfect or fitting into a mold, it's about communicating, being authentic, and allowing space for growth in relationships. In a way, this film is a fun, light-hearted exploration of what happens when we try to break free from our own expectations and embrace who we truly are. So, A Nice Girl Like You is more than just a romantic comedy, it's a story about self-acceptance, personal growth, and the importance of authenticity in relationships. It's funny, quirky, and even a little awkward at times, but ultimately, it sends a really positive message about being true to yourself. Lucy Hale's performance is charming, and the humor balances perfectly with the deeper themes of self-discovery. What did you think about the film? Do you think Lucy's journey was relatable? Let me know in the comments below. And, as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.